It's surprisingly how the game's market turned into a MOBA industry in global market. We can easily see how the game has downloaded over 10 million players, even some of it has 500 million active players on worldwide. By this video, I'm sure more games developers will try to develop their new game into this game's genre, which is MOBA or Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Please help this video get 1000 likes, thanks. Top 10 High Graphic MOBA Games Mobile. Best MOBA games you must anticipate it. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Evermoon MOBA. Evermoon MOBA. Can you imagine when this game released on global, how many players would blast by this game? Because I think this is the lowest size MOBA game online on Android and iOS we have ever seen. It's about 438 MB size, but the game's graphic is absolutely stunning. Right now it's on early access, which only a specific player can enjoy. The gameplay is similar to Mobile Legends, and I will admit that this MOBA game will become a Mobile Legend Lite. I use the hero with an axe as his weapon, and 100% his skill totally looks like a Balmon on MLBB. The first skill is the dust, the second skill is swinging his axe 360 degrees, and the ultimate skill is making a huge crack by his skill. If you are a Mobile Legends player, then you will realize how similar the skill between those heroes is. Actually, it's dangerous when the MLBB notice it, but as a MOBA games lover, this is a great news for us. The graphic of Evermoon MOBA is absolutely amazing. It looks so HD and has a smooth gameplay. I don't have any problem with it, and I just want to thank the developer for creating this kind of best MOBA game with a very small size. Heroes Evol. Heroes Evol, such an amazing game for a new MOBA game. This game, including one of the most downloaded in a few months, it reached for more than 10 million players. Even the matchmaking took time way too short and fast. It indicates how many active players were playing these MOBA games right now. But I think the main reason is Heroes Evol has a very small size if we compare it with the other MOBA game. By 1 GB game size, we can enjoy such the best MOBA game with a stable connection and perfect performance. The gameplay of Heroes Evol is we will play in a casual gameplay. Getting new equipment through purchasing the items everywhere is possible, so we can manage any time based on the enemy abilities to adjust and create a higher win rate. The hero will be able to learn a new skill each time they reach a new level up, and also the buff skill would be really useful then. But overall, I think the arena battle seems quite dark. This is the best small size MOBA game for Android and iOS. Mobile Legend. Mobile Legend. I think everyone would agree with me if this is the best MOBA games on Android and iOS now. Even become the most played MOBA games and also the most competitive MOBA games mobile right now. We have seen so many championships in a small region into a worldwide level. Absolutely no one will believe how amazing this game is until you play the game, but let me tell you something. This game has improved significantly on visualization, which is the graphic is top tier. No wonder your phone should have a high spec phone to run this game into a maximum setting. Just to inform you, it's been downloaded by over 500 players. It's crazy, right? The gameplay is super fast, dynamic, and the attention to detail is undoubtedly. I love how the skill showcase really showing an amazing flashy skill. The developer is always trying to increase the connection and minimize the laggy. But I have one big problem, especially the matchmaking is not balanced. We will often get a low strike continuously without mercy. This is why on Play Store it is getting a lower star rate. Hopefully, the developer can manage the dark system to become a fair system, and of course it will result as the best MOBA games for Android and iOS then. Buddy Arena. Buddy Arena. Finally, we have a new MOBA game. Actually, MOBA is not about destroying the enemy's main turret, where MOBA means for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. So this is a new MOBA game that allows the player to invite the other friends to join the battle. We will play in multiplayer between two of the players on each side. The team would try to collect 400 purple crystal around the arena. The first team who can reach that number will become the winner, but the enemy will not let us easily find it. We should try to kill the enemy by summoning 3 varieties of the pets, and also we can adjust the pet before the game started. As a main hero, we can select a different weapon of melee combat like a hammer or gun for a long shooter range hero. The ultimate skill would become so critical to determine our power in game. Try to change your appearance by switching the skin, but it will not add any attributes points, which the developer really wants to make this game become no pay to win MOBA games. But the Arena is the best new MOBA games mobile. Arena of Faith. Arena of Faith. This is new MOBA mobile that has a play to earn system. We need to connect with cryptocurrency wallet to play it, but of course we can play it without it. To play it with a free-to-play players. The game's graphics are absolutely amazing. It has a high visual with a sharp and detailed object around us. The game has an ultra setting level, so we can manage it and adjust the setting based on your phone specification, because it's quite heavy to run the game while in combat. The gameplay of Arena of Faith is super fast. Even the movement speed will help us a lot to join the combat faster. We can buy any items along the way as long as we have enough in-game gold. The skill will be learned when our hero reach a new level up. I love how the game's concept is really unique. The whole hero has a god background story. From Hindus until Grace God, they all seem pretty strong and tough. Arena of Faith is the best high graphic MOBA game on Android and iOS that allows us to earn some money through crypto base. Jump, assemble. Jump, assemble. Trust me, when this game releases globally, it will become the most played MOBA games on mobile. It took kind of a dream come true to see the strongest main hero on every popular anime. They all are fighting side by side continuously and endlessly until one of the enemy's base turret destroyed. Not only the character but also the arena is really interesting. It has a greeny area and desert area of Dragon Ball vibes. This MOBA will reach a new record. As we all know, how many the anime fans are all over the world are really becoming fanatic fans. Just imagine those fans who unit to play Jump Assemble. It will explode massively in a few days. While on beta testing, the player always reach the limit. No wonder I'm sure how amazing this MOBA game is. In combat, we will see the actual skill showcase of each hero as the same as the anime one. Honestly, I would agree if they made the game become MOBA, so we can fight freely without any limits. This is the best MOBA game for mobile. Honor of Kings. Honor of Kings. This game reached the highest score on Play Store as one of the best MOBA games that launched globally. It has 4.4 stars and downloaded by 10 million players. Such a great achievement. It's pretty difficult to find any great MOBA game that makes the player write on a good review on Play Store. That's why I highly recommend you to play it and try to focus on, because we can push ourselves in a great gameplay and super cool MOBA with a nice hero's attribute appearance. It's a very good game for newbies actually, because when we do the first jungle, then we can easily kill them without spending any HP. The monster will attack us suddenly but seriously. It is pretty easy to avoid. After doing several times of beta testing, finally they made the game into a perfect gameplay. The connection and how the game runs on mid-range phone is absolutely incredible. You don't have any problem while ganking the enemy's team. Unfortunately, only a specific region is able to enjoy, but I'm sure when the time comes, this game will become the most played MOBA games for mobile. Battle Cross. Battle Cross. Yeah, finally the second beta has been ended, and I was really happy seeing this game amazingly become the most anticipated MOBA games on mobile. But actually it has combination of battle royale base which we should try to survive within a certain time until the area shrinking several times. Remember to seek the equipment inside of the houses, so we can switch the weapon by using a different sword, gun or bow. I love how the character creation is look like has a western style which not not an anime anymore. It's something refreshing though. In fact, right now we have seen so many anime MOBA games. The gameplay of Battle Crash is we must kill the enemy by using our skill and try to knock back down by making the enemy weaken. Then this is our chance to push them out of the arena battle. I love the character with a huge sword. It seems pretty powerful and has a massive area of effect range skill. The point of view is top-down perspective just like the other MOBA game, so our vision can see the situation wider, but of course we need to often on swiping the screen to notice the enemy's presence. Battle Crash is the best MOBA high graphic Android game. ITIS. ITIS. Absolutely such a pleasure to see the MOBA game has a new style. It has robotic, futuristic and sci-fi art style. Seriously, this game would give a new experience to the player who wants to play new MOBA game with a high visualization. By seeing the gameplay, I would admit if the developer is really take seriously on making this game. Unfortunately, the beta testing is always went to a region lock, which not all players can enjoy it. The gameplay of ITIS is we'll play 5 versus 5 and play in a mecha maps. Every hero will have 3 different skills and of course one ultimate skill that can be learned at the last one. The combat battle is pretty neat and clear when we launch any skill, that we can see the whole process. The jungle monster will respawn in a certain time after we kill them. Look at how the monster design is really crazy. It looks like a flying dragon in a robotic design. It looks so cool. I didn't get any news yet, especially the game's website is in Chinese, which we cannot understand. Hopefully ITIS will launch globally because this game really has a huge potential to break the MOBA market with our new art style. This is the best MOBA games for Android. 300 Battles. 300 Battles Glamorous Heroes Return Remaster. Anyone know if this game is playable right now on any country, but you need a specific account to play this game and maybe you don't have it. So I highly recommend you to see how the actual gameplay looks like. It's pretty good in a graphic and also really well on visual. The game has an anime based game with a cool characteristic. There is so many free characters we can use to push the rank. The developer is really kind to unlock a lot of heroes to be selected. The gameplay is actually the same like the other MOBA. It has a similarity of the map arena. We can hide in the bush to do a surprise attack and also we can manage the enemy by create a strategy to do a flank attack from behind. So setting a team up would be so good then. 300 Battles MOBA game is a really light game that we can enjoy by downloading less than 1 GB size, which is pretty small size MOBA game with a high graphic. I would rate 10 to 10 when it has an English version. Smash Legend. Smash Legend. This game still has a lot of players who's active on playing it. Seriously, even the game has launched a few years before, but right now more players is joining it. That makes the developer is always updating the game event several times, which is that good for us to enjoy. This is amazing content. By the game's perspective, I think this is the only game that I would like to admit about the gameplay is absolutely fun. It has close camera point of view so we can see the hero's movement and how our combat mechanism are. The main gameplay of Smash Legend is we must push the enemy to knock out of the ring and we will become a winner. The HP of each hero will represent of how the durability gauge meter is. We should make it lower and able to push easily then. This is the best game MOBA on mobile. I think every player should know it and notice about this game, and it will become the most played MOBA games for mobile in the future. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video. Thanks.